Look, man, let's get real for a second, because most of you are out here playing a losing game, and you don't even realize it. You're pouring your heart out to a woman who treats your attention like it's some kind of cheap commodity she can just pick up and drop whenever she feels like it. You think that if you explain yourself one more time, if you send that long-ass paragraph at 3 a.m., explaining your feelings, or if you just try a little harder, she's finally going to see your value. But here is the cold, hard truth that most guys are too scared to tell you. The more you chase, the more she's going to run, and the more you explain, the more she's going to lose respect for you. You're literally suffocating the attraction by being too available, too predictable, and way too desperate to be understood. When a woman starts pulling away or treating you like an option, and you respond by trying to fix it with more effort, you're basically telling her that your time and your dignity don't mean jack. You're showing her that you're terrified of losing her, and nothing kills respect faster than a man who is scared of his own shadow. It's pathetic, it's weak, and honestly, it's why you're stuck in this cycle of being the nice guy who always finishes last while she's out there thinking about the guy who doesn't give her the time of day. You need to understand that respect isn't something you can beg for. It's something you command by being willing to lose anyone who doesn't see your worth. Before we go any deeper into this psychological rabbit hole, I need you to do something for yourself. If you're tired of being the runner-up in your own life, if you're done with being the guy who gets walked over, then hit that subscribe button right now. We're building a tribe of men who understand the game, who know their value, and who aren't afraid to walk away when the vibe isn't right. Join us, because the stuff we're talking about today is going to change the way you move in this world forever. Now, let's get back into the heavy lifting. The reason walking away peacefully is such a massive power move is because it completely breaks the script she has in her head. See, most women, especially the high-value ones or even the ones playing games, they expect you to react. They expect the drama. They've seen it 1,000 times. The guy gets ghosted or disrespected, and he either blows up her phone with angry texts, calls her names, or sits there crying about how much he did for her. When you do that, you're giving her all the power. You're validating her ego. Even if you're yelling at her, you're still giving her your energy. And in the world of female psychology, negative attention is still attention. But when you just stop, when you see the disrespect, realize it doesn't align with who you are, and you just peacefully exit the building without a word, it creates a psychological vacuum. You're not fronting, you're not acting tough, you're just genuinely done. This is what we call pattern interruption. She expected a fight, but she got silence. She expected a man she could manage, but she got a man she couldn't even read. That silence is louder than any insult you could ever hurl at her. It forces her to sit with her own thoughts, and that's when the regret starts to kick in. She starts wondering if she misjudged you. She starts questioning if you were actually the one who was too good for her, not the other way around. You have to realize that the human brain is wired to value what is scarce and what is hard to keep. If you're always there, always replying in 2 seconds, always trying to work things out, even when she's being toxic, you have zero scarcity. You're like the air. Everyone needs it, but nobody stops to thank the air for being there until they start suffocating. By walking away peacefully, you become the oxygen she suddenly realizes she's missing. You're showing her that you have a limit. And a man with a limit is a man with a spine. Most guys think they're being stoic by just taking the abuse, but that's not stoicism, that's just being a doormat. Real masculine power is the ability to observe a situation, realize it's below your pay grade, and move on without feeling the need to get the last word. You don't need to tell her she's wrong. Your absence will tell her everything she needs to know. When you walk away without an explosion, you're communicating that you have so much self-worth that her opinion of you doesn't even move the needle. You're not hurt, you're just busy building your kingdom. That kind of emotional detachment is high-key intimidating to people who are used to controlling others through drama. Let's talk about the biology behind this for a minute. Women are evolutionary hardwired to look for signs of fitness in a mate. And I'm not just talking about six-pack abs. I'm talking about emotional fitness. A man who can't control his emotions is a liability. If you blow up when a girl doesn't text back, how are you going to handle a real-life crisis? When you walk away calmly, you are signaling high emotional intelligence. You're showing that you are the captain of your own ship. You're proving that your happiness isn't dependent on her validation. This triggers a deep, primal respect in a woman's subconscious. She might not even know why she's suddenly thinking about you again, but it's because you've proven you're a man who can't be manipulated. You've shown that you have optionality, the idea that you have other places to be and other people to see. Even if you don't have 100 girls on your phone, the fact that you can walk away from her makes her believe you do. It creates a pre-selection effect in her mind. She starts thinking, damn, he must really know his worth to just leave like that. And that mystery? That's the fuel for obsession. But here's where most of you guys mess up and end up looking like a clown. You walk away, but then you spend all day checking her Instagram stories. You walk away, but then you post some corny-ass quote on your Facebook about loyalty or snakes. That is not walking away, bro. That's just performative nonsense. She can smell that desperation from a mile away. If you're still looking back, you haven't moved. To truly walk away peacefully, you have to be willing to never see her again. You have to be okay with the idea that she might move on and find someone else. Because guess what? If she's the type of woman who doesn't respect you, you want her to be someone else's problem. You're not losing her. You're clearing out the dead weight so you can actually level up. The moment you truly detach, when you stop caring if she reaches out or not, that is when your energy shifts. You start walking differently, talking differently, and focusing on your bag. And ironically, that is usually when they try to come crawling back. But by the time they do, a man who has mastered his own psychology usually realizes he's already outgrown her. You win because you didn't let her drag you down into the mud. You kept your dignity, you kept your peace, and you proved that you are the most valuable person in your own life. Never forget, a woman's respect isn't something she gives you because you're nice. It's something she can't help but feel for a man who knows exactly when to say enough and never look back. Look, man, at the end of the day, you have to realize that your presence is a gift, not a right. If she's treating that gift like it's trash, then why the hell are you still standing there trying to convince her otherwise? The final truth that most men are too weak to accept is that walking away isn't about winning her back. It's about winning yourself back. You've spent so much time worrying about her feelings, her reactions, and her respect that you completely forgot to respect the man in the mirror. When you finally turn your back and start walking, don't do it with your head down like a defeated dog. Walk away with your chest out and your eyes on the horizon, because you're not losing a soulmate, you're losing a liability. You're shedding the dead skin of a version of yourself that was willing to beg for scraps. Every step you take away from a toxic, disrespectful situation is a step toward the throne you were meant to sit on. Understand this. She might realize what she lost in a week, a month, or maybe never. But that shouldn't matter to you anymore. Your peace of mind is worth more than any girl's validation. If she tries to reach out with some half-hearted hey or some drama to suck you back in, you stay cold. You stay grounded. You've already given her the most powerful message a man can give: silence. That silence is your shield and your sword. It tells her that you've moved on to bigger things, better vibes, and a higher level of existence where her games don't reach. You're no longer a passenger in her emotional roller coaster. You're the driver of your own destiny now. Stop checking your phone. Stop wondering if she's seen your posts. Stop living your life as a performance for an audience that didn't appreciate the show. Go build your empire. Go hit the gym until your body reflects your mental discipline, and go find the things that make you feel alive without needing someone else's permission. When you finally reach that point where you truly don't care if she respects you or not, that is the exact moment you become the most respected man in the room. Real power isn't about how many women you can attract. It's about how many of the wrong ones you have the balls to walk away from. Stay sharp, stay dangerous, and never, ever settle for anything less than the respect you've earned. The game is over when you decide it is. Now go out there and live like you mean it.